They'll be calling you a radical. I'm going to do a lot of work today on this subject, on betrayal and how America's accepted betrayal. And they're all in. So it's all a baseball game. It's all a team. Always has been. It always has mirrored. God, how beautiful. Right over basin. Yay! The drought's over because we got an early... It's not an early snowstorm. It's not an early snow. We get snowstorms. I remember in, 2010, 2011? Right here on the ground. I have videos to prove it. We had 5 inches of snow on the ground September 30th. This is feel-good fairy tale bullshit. We'll get another storm. One of the wettest Octobers. Fuck, we could have the fucking wettest October, November, December, January. We still have a fucking drought. You're in denial. So KSL's big agenda all over their media the last couple days. How do we solve the consumption junkie paradigm? The supply chain problem. Now, Weber State was the #1 school business in the United States. Economics, finance, economics, finance. I taught there. I graduated there. They betrayed. They turned into the supply chain hub from China. What's the answer? Stop fucking consuming Chinese slave-made goods. Well, anywhere around the world. Stop consuming. We're consuming 50% of the world's product. We make up less than 4%. We break the record every year. Stop consuming. Buy used. Buy used. Buy used. Utah. The Ute name for top of the mountain? No, it's not. That's slang. Idaho. Sunlight racing down the front of the morning. Mountain slopes. Shoshone. Blackfoot word? No, it's not. It's slang. We just make it up as we go. But post-night tariffs were the... Oh, yeah, and then Trump's daggered us on tariffs. Fuck. He talked a big game, didn't he? He talked a huge game. Well, presidents don't run this country. Betrayal, betrayal, betrayal. And I want to talk about the salmon of collapse. The reality means nothing to people. I've learned along this YouTube fucking path of my cancer fight. That's how this whole YouTube started. It was about, I'd argue with another professor about communications. I had the first MBA in the history of the school at Weber State. There's a giant fight that I got in. How beautiful is that? Promontory Peak. Look at the little bit of snow out on Promontory Peak. How beautiful. This is morning on the flyway. There's no fucking birds. It's October. It's late October. It's the 20th. Where the fuck are the migratory birds? Where are the songbirds? This is one of the bird capitals of the world. I lived here my whole life. It's scary, freaky. There's no fucking birds. So let's talk baseball betrayal. This is important because I got some great videos I'm going to put up. We all grew up, this town was, my dad's generation were Reds fans because of Frank Robinson. The Reds played in Ogden. Oh, they love the Reds, by the way. Everybody around here. There were 7 players from this little community that played in the majors at the same time. I grew up playing baseball for Blair, Simpson, Singleton, Burt Cook. I go on and on. There were 7 in the majors. At the same, right from this little community. This was a baseball fucking community. I was more of a basketball guy, I still am. More of a football guy, I still am. I love baseball, don't get me wrong. Especially the Fall Classic, but... Betrayal. Everybody in this town is hardcore Dodgers fans. I'm telling you, there's nothing more Ogden, Utah, Raptors, Los Angeles Dodgers than Ogden, Utah. KLO, whose signal's right over there, they played the play-by-play for Dodgers games clear into the early 2000s. You'll walk around today and you'll see Dodgers hats and Dodgers shit everywhere. This is Dodgerville. Ogden's so hardcore Dodger because they don't give up them when they betray them. These are hardcores. I quit them a long time. I didn't grow up a Dodger fan. I grew up a Dodger fan. Lasorda, my friend told me this story at the swimming pool. Lauren Farr, first mayor, where the movie was filmed. Me and him were talking there. I had the kids swimming there this summer. And he says, Kev, I wish I would have recorded it. I got to tell you this story. I was a bat boy. Yeah, I remember. God, you had the best job ever. And he says, when they won the Pioneer League Championship, Tommy Lasorda. And by the way, you'd sit by Lasorda, you'd sit down there low. Woo, he said, he's the only person I ever know that said fuck more than Kevin Blanche. Fuck, motherfuck, fuck. That was Lasorda. We love that guy. I still love Lasorda. And so, he was the greatest. So, he said, Tommy, we were about 15, 16 years old. He said, go on my Cadillac. There's a case of champagne in the trunk. There's 15 bottles. Now, listen to me, you two young guys. Understand me. There's 15 bottles in that case. 15. You got me? I want all 15 in here. Not one more, not one less. I need all 15 in here. Of course, those kids are like 15. We stacked groceries. We did. They went out. Of course, they're 16. It was just, that's the way Ogden was. Go ahead. Do what you got to do, you young guys. Shit I did as a kid, people didn't care. It was a beautiful city. Freudian as it gets. I mean Freudian. So, we all grew up, everybody grew up a Dodgers fan. I was an Orioles fan. Always was. Always an Orioles fan. I went back to the Dodgers when the Orioles traded Eddie Murray. Eddie Murray was my favorite player in history of baseball. I picked the right ones, boy, don't I? When I was young. I was always, I like Brooks Robinson. I like, Earl Betts. So, baseball matters. Baseball matters as a metaphor. You don't have to be a sports fan. It's historical. So, let me give you, and I'm going to do a bunch of work on this today. So, the affiliation was the Dodgers here. Lasorda played here, or managed here. Say, Garvey. I said at the opening ceremonies of the Winter Olympics right there, me and my daughter, with Steve Garvey. He was really nice to my little daughter. They betrayed us. The Dodgers betrayed us in Ogden. Yet everybody's still going to go, not me. Fuck them. So, we'll start this off because last night, they were beat by the Braves. So I played baseball with Glenn Hubbard. He played for the Braves. What a player. He got traded right there at the end of his career to the A's. He was on second base when the Dodgers hit that home run. I don't believe I was rooting for the Dodgers then. Well, I was with the Hubbard clan, and they were all, of course, A's. They're still mad at me to this day. So, me and Lee Lanzarado were very good friends. His friend, she's still up there. His partner, Ice Car, they weren't married, anything like that, but they were partners in baseball grassroots. She told me just this summer, she says, Kevin, we were talking about the Dodgers have been supplying, Ogden's been supplying Dodgers Hall of Famers for 60 years. She says, I got to tell you the story. Corey Bellinger, he played in Ogden. So did Jacques Peterson, though. I voted for him. And so, Kenley Jansen played here. She's Kevin. I got to tell you the story. Major League Baseball does not support grassroots baseball. They stay at host houses. Families host these players. If you want to learn a lot about baseball, watch the documentary Sugar. I call it Sugar Beet here because we graze sugar beets here in Ogden. Mariner Eccles. Jack Parsons, Abraham Hunsaker IV, Leonard Blanche. It was sugar beets. My dad worked for Amalgamated Sugar. My neighbor right there, Dennis Costesso, is the CEO was. I have a photo, I got to dig it out, when I was 10 or 11. And up here, there's a caravan of sugar beet trucks lined up to dump on there were giant mountains right up the road there. Tomatoes and sugar beets. Potatoes. My dad's name was Digger, he was famous. Died young of cancer. Every kid in one of those trucks can't even see over the steering wheel. You just have to prop them up. Including me. Right here. So one of the best memories I ever had was working these fields. Hoeing sugar beets right here. Hoeing tomatoes. Picking. I grew up picking. Right here. Everybody talks about these mega dairy. They weren't dairy farms. They were tomatoes. She says Corey Bellinger separated his shoulder. There's no team doctor. There's no shit at grassroots baseball. Dodgers, just major leagues is just like the rest of America. It's a pyramid to the top. It's imperialism. Billionaire baseball players and fuck the rest. 1 in a million. So she says, I put him in my car, took him up to the McQuack emergency room. He called his dad. His dad told him to suck it up. I says, did he ever send you a thank you card or a check for doing that for him after he signed his $200 million contract? No. So last night I'm up to Paul watching the game. Looks like it's over. It's going to go 3-0. It's in the bottom of the 8th. Just start at the bottom of the 8th. I need to go over my grandchildren just right there on Monroe. On Bernard DeVuto Avenue. Who's that? Bob McKay Drive. And so I drove over there and I just try to find the game on the radio. I can't find it. We don't listen to baseball anymore in Ogden. I'm a radio guy. Everybody talks Vince Scully, and rightfully so. There was some great broadcasters the Dodgers had for all those years. They used to go to 4 innings. They'd switch to 4 innings. Don Drysdale was my favorite. Fuck, I love that guy as a broadcaster. I was talking to a guy at the hospital and I had his Dodgers hat on. I was getting my heart checked. And he says, Dodgers going, we had a long conversation. These Dodger fans, they're sophisticated. They know their shit. Hershiser got brought up. I says, what a pitcher, 88. It was all oral. Yeah, he betrayed us. He betrayed us and left. Fuck him. No, you're about betrayal. Well, how come the Dodgers betrayed Ogden? How come you don't say fuck them? Well, what do you mean, well? You pick and choose your betrayal. The Democrat Party betrayed us. Obama betrayed us. There's no doubt. Bush betrayed us. Colin Powell betrayed us. They all betrayed us. Donald Trump betrayed the countercultures. They're betrayers. You know, and you're still fucking beating for red, blue, a fucking team. Fuck the Dodgers. They pulled the affiliation on the Dodgers. They pulled them on the Raptors. Everybody here, my kids are hardcore Dodgers fans because they grew up with. I mean, my daughter wears that, the fashion designer in Italy wears that 1990 Dodger made in the USA fucking jacket that's so cool. On their 100th anniversary, she wears it everywhere. It's their favorite coat. My middle girl's got Dodger dog shirts on all the kids, whatever. They're Dodger fans. They grew up in Ogden, not me. You know, so it's betrayal. It's betrayal. They pulled the affiliation. I'm like, fuck the Dodgers. You know, and so I get there and I'm like, what the fuck? I couldn't find it. I get it on my, phone. It's 5 what? And then they're just talking. Cody Bellinger. Then they bring on Kenley Jensen, both Ogden Raptors. The greatest player, I got news for you, the greatest player ever played here in Ogden. I got news. Well, Frank Robinson, a Red. He won't come back here. He said they're too racist for him. That was Ricky Henderson, the swinging A's played here. You're talking one of the top 10 players in the history of the game. Maybe top 5 is played here in Ogden, 79. We are family. Oh, was I an Orioles fan? What a comeback, huh? Willie Stargell hit 2 at a Dodger Stadium. He didn't play for the Dodgers. That's never been done, Piazza. So I remember when they get Eric Davis back, Darryl Strawberry back. They're the favorites. They lost 100 games. All downhill. Baseball's a metaphor. Baseball's all fucked up. It's Imperial, $1 billion vodka, and fuck us. So you're still all in. Not me. Not me. Fuck the Dodgers. So I'll tell you a great story. Dodger. Well, I'm going to do some more work on this today. It's important. So, Chavez Ravine. They were the Brooklyn Dodgers. Jackie Robinson, Branch Rickey, Ebbets Field. They tore it down. We preserve history. Yeah, right. So, the last indigenous people in the state of California lived in Chavez Ravine. Chavez on the hill last night pitching. Was it Chavez who gave up the Chavez Ravine knock? Will Smith versus Will Smith. Batting, catching. Fuck the Dodgers and their fucking betrayal. Everybody here, you'll see Dodger gear out like no other. There's nothing more freaking loyal Dodger fans in the world than freaking Ogden, Utah. I'm here to tell you, they're Dodger mad still. Because of the Raptors and the Ogden Dodgers. We love the Raptors, by the way. Grassroots baseball in that beautiful fucking park. Home Run Jesus. I'm the one that named it Home Run Jesus. Cody Bellinger played here. Stayed in a family's home. Kenley Jensen played here. Stayed in fact. So did Seager. So did Jacques Tober Peterson. Baseball matters. Most famous governor in the history of California, besides Reagan, was an old governor from way back 100 years ago named Olson. He fought him in Chavez Ravine tooth and said, fuck you. He fought the O'Malley family like, no. He protected the indigenous people like no other. They're not coming in. They're not coming in. A fall classic. This is after he was governor. He was called the great socialist governor. He's probably the most socialist freaking governor. Yeah, he went to Ogden High. He's Ogden as it gets. You know, I can go on and on and on and on and on. What about Santa Susana? Don't you cry for me, the nuclear waste. Don't you cry for me. I brought a load to Utah in the Energy Solutions dump site to Ogden, Utah from Santa Onofre. Oh, there are Padres. I grew up watching Padres in Balboa. Fuck. We know it. Fuck, growing up here and in PB, California, my grandparents is, you know, from Brigham City, Utah, and Pacific Beach, La Jolla, California. My La Jolla mom. We know betrayal in San Diego. Dave Winfield on BALCO, fucking all of them. Nobody hung around there. I was down there this spring and they're like, God, Padres never had a team. I says, fuck, they're still the Padres. Everybody talks Tony Gwynn down there. You don't think racism exists in San Diego. You don't know shit. Fuck, it's one of the most racist places in the world. Against brown people. I could prove it. Who's the greatest hitter probably in history? And you Red Sox fans, remember, Ted Williams didn't tip his hat on his last home run. He went like this. I wonder why. He should do that to San Diego. Ted Williams is born and raised. His mother born and raised. He went to San Diego High School in Hillcrest. There's nothing more San Diego ever than Ted Williams. Nothing. His mother's Mexican. The famous activist. I don't want to speak his name. I want to order his house. His little house is right there. Needs a new roof. Of course, so does mine. Fucking being a broke activist. He talked about his mother being a broke activist and giving herself away. Governor Olson. There's no statue of Ted Williams. There's a beer down there, one brewery, right there by his house that makes $3.94, $3.96. That's what Tony Gwynn was hitting when the fucking strike. And everybody turns on all these creeps, you know, and rightfully so. I fucking can't stand Tony La Russa. I hated those fucking steroid goon brothers. Mark McGwire's the biggest fraud in the history of baseball. But just remember, they kept going. They moved the fence in. They juiced the ball after the strike to bring the fans back. They never got me back all the way. Fucking raised the fucking prices. Turned it into a fucking imperialist fucking home run fucking softball 4th Street fucking park derby. All these players had to do it. Brady Anderson hit 50 fucking home runs. But they were all juicing. With BALCO. BALCO's from the Bay Area. BALCO, the Williams tennis. You know, I always said for years and years, people can't get that metaphor, then run along, Johnny. America has turned into nothing but Mark McGwire swinging Albert Bell's bat while riding Lance Armstrong's bike on top of a Bob Baffert trained fucking horse. My friend used to fucking pasture Bob Baffert's fucking 2-year-olds right there. Sherm Dudley. He was tragically killed, you know, moving a big bale of hay. It fell down and got him in the neck. He was a great dude, by the way. I love that guy. Me and him were really good friends our whole lives. Right here where I grew up on this, I come from a family of doctors, very accomplished people. So some of these doctors that owned racehorses in Southern California used to retire their racehorses right here on our land up here. We grew up riding some of the greatest racehorses as they retired, 20-year-old. I remember the one mare we had, we called her Blaze. She'd hear the school bell ring. She'd take off and she'd peel you off, boy. This was one of the winningest freaking mares in horse racing history. Hollywood Park tore down. Boxing, baseball. The only one that survived is baseball. Boxing, corrupt, betrayed us. Horse racing, betrayed us. Bob Baffert Downs, fucking cheating. Who the fuck betrayed us? That's what America is. The Republican Party betrays. Remember we're there, the party of labor and environment? Fuck, it's betrayal. They betrayed us. This was the bluest district in America. I was in the county surveyor, and he's like, you know why I like Ogden? They're beautiful, great, old, hardcore conservative roots. I says, you never grew up here. This is the most progressive city in the world. Whoa, fuck. You don't know shit. I grew up here. This fucking San Francisco had nothing on this fucking place. It was the bluest district in America. Now it's the reddest district in America, but they're still Dodgers fans. Let's play some baseball here. Get shadow banned. We got enough time. God. Use our mask to wipe that clean. Oh, it's iced up. We got a little ice. A little ice ball. It's October. Don't freaking sit and grandstand to me. KSL saying, how do we survive the supply chain problem? Stop consuming, you fuckheads. That's how. Where's your fucking balls? They got none. You got no balls. You're out of balls. You're gonna have to use fucking consumption junkie fucking. Why the bat? Oh, my bat's frozen this morning. Thought out. A frozen bat. God, that's why we have batting practice, right? Dodgers staged dramatic comeback with 2 Ogden Raptors. Ogden said "fuck you" to the pulled their affiliation on. They're only going to support AAA. Oh, we're going to start supporting housing now in AAA. I don't believe what I just saw. I couldn't stand Dennis Eckersley. I was so happy when he hit that. I jumped up. Go Braves. What a comeback last night, huh? What a comeback. I don't believe what I just saw. America's nothing but betrayal. You're just gonna. People are still. Oh, I love the Cowboys. They're gonna win the Super Bowl every year. They haven't won a playoff game since I don't think since Troy Aikman, mid '90s. How long ago was it? Oh, I love that old Washington football. It used to be called the Redskins. I got a tattoo of them. When was the last time they won a playoff game? Okay, worst franchises get the most valuable franchises. America branded. It's that simple. That's why they play it on. They'll stay red. They'll stay blue. They'll stay loyal. They'll vote no matter fucking what. They don't even pay attention. But they'll fucking stay in their voting pattern. No, not me. Fuck both these red-blue parties. Fuck the Dodgers. You know, fuck them all, the greedy America. You know, we still love the sport. I'll do more and more on this. America's betrayed. This sign's been all over the world. What a fucking piece of art it turned into. Should we shadow it? Made with a baseball bat, made of an axe. That's tomato soup. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Kevin Blanc's the 33rd soup can. Jack the Dripper grew up right there in Wyoming. Born there. He grew up all over. His dad never played around. It's like the Osmonds who grew up. I went to school with the Osmonds one year. Oh man, same thing. What are you gonna flip? Your coffee cup? Nobody seems to care about the tide pools. I avoid Los Angeles. I don't go there. When I do my type of work, I move through there quickly because it's Santa Susana. It's like I avoid southern Utah like the plague. Open air tests. Well, we can't avoid anywhere any now because we're all downwinders now. Fukushima. America betrayed. I'm not rooting for the Dodgers. What a comeback last night. Staged by 2 Ogden Raptors. Of course, they betrayed us. I got some really great footage I'll put up, you know, of what Major League Baseball has done. You can stay loyal, not me. Baseball matters. Metaphors matter. Stay in tune.